Tonight on Alaska's News Source, firefighters are making some progress on fires around the state, including one that's destroyed homes. Hear about the Bear Creek and St. George Creek fires and an updated number on structures burned.
With low pressure sneaking into Alaska, our warming trend is over. Cooler temperatures and cloud cover are making their way back into the state.
Plus, an Alaskan athlete in the big leagues is looking for a new home. We'll have the latest details on Alyssa Peely being let go from the Minnesota Lynx.
You're watching Alaska's News Source.
The team managing the Bear Creek and St. George Creek fires has updated the number of structures confirmed to have burned. That number is now 63. 13 of those were primary residences burned in the Bear Creek fire and one primary residence in the St. George Creek fire. This comes as around 800,000 acres of land have burned in Alaska so far this wildfire season. The team managing the Bear Creek fire says it has entered the mopping up state. That means firefighters are going through areas that have already burned, looking for smoldering ground and anything that could reignite.
There is some internal smoking going on and things like that. But Bear Creek fire, I mean, we had, structures lost. We had, the community was definitely impacted. The fuels are expected to dry out again, but as of right now, it's in a good spot.
As of this morning, all areas around the Bear Creek fire are in ready evacuation status, which is the lowest level of preparation. Some areas around the St. George Creek fire are still in go status, which means evacuate now. The state is offering support for people who have lost their homes. Individual family and temporary housing grants are available. And relatively dry conditions are expected to continue, leading to concerns of lightning strikes, reigniting or starting new fires. Bailey, what can we expect looking ahead into the work week?
Yeah, so it's still going to be relatively dry in terms of what we're seeing for lightning strikes, but we do have a little bit of moisture rolling in. Now, our fire danger is still very high because we haven't been seeing a lot of precipitation, and today is actually our driest day of the weekend and our week coming up. But looking ahead, we can expect to see some scattered showers starting to roll in tomorrow and an increase in cloud cover. Now, the reason that we're seeing this is from shortwave troughs, and shortwave troughs are just areas of low pressure that pretty much intercept high pressure. They cause the air to rise, and with that, that's how we get our scattered showers. Now, the reason why you might be seeing an increase in scattered showers and thunderstorms in the afternoons in the summertime is because in the summertime, we're seeing those warmer temperatures starting to heat up the areas, and as it heats up, the air starts to rise, and then that's when we get those isolated showers and those thunderstorms. So those are pretty typical when it comes to summertime, and that's what we're going to see tomorrow afternoon especially, and going into Tuesday. But we're not really expecting any rainfall, just an increase in cloud cover, maybe a sprinkling here and there. But like you mentioned, Michaela, we do have just an increase in those thunderstorms rolling in. But our forecast is expected to have some cooler temperatures on the way from these troughs and some increase in cloud cover. So, Michaela, I actually learned something really interesting, and that's that here in Alaska, we see an increase in those thunderstorms between 11 a.m. and 5 p.m., which is really cool because in the lower 48, we see those thunderstorms mostly after 5 p.m. So it's pretty crazy, and I didn't know that until I got up here.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting, and just my experience in both places, that really does track. Thanks,
Yeah.
Bailey.
Yeah.
And do you know some people can get sandbags this month to help prevent against future flooding from the Mendenhall River? The CBJ and Tlingit and Haida are preparing for a sandbag distribution event. The CBJ says you will have to fill the bags yourself, but anyone who lives within the predicted 18-foot flood inundation area can stop by and fill up to 75 sandbags. The bags, sand, and shovels will be provided. The events are the next 2 Saturdays from 11 to 3 at the Diamond Park Fieldhouse parking area. And a 69-year-old Wisconsin man is proving anything is possible this month with hope. He traveled thousands of miles from Wisconsin to Hope, Alaska on his motorcycle. In case you missed it, Georgina Fernandez tells us about his goal to make sure everyone gets a second chance at life, just like he did.
Well, good morning from Three Forks, Montana.
It's been a long journey.
1,800 miles or so under my belt.
I've got some just incidental items.
For 69-year-old Daniel Wickerman and his motorcycle.
It's got my cook stove and it's got my coffee maker.
most important thing.
Most important. And it's
That
got
caffeine and his passion fueling his nearly 3-week motorcycle ride from Stevens Point, Wisconsin to Hope, Alaska. A mission he's coined Hope on the Road.
after 20 days on the motorcycle and 5,000 miles, I believe it made a difference. Hey everybody, coming to you from the Black Hills of South Dakota.
Through these social media videos, he spent the past several weeks
And the greatest caregiver that I could ever have had was my wife, Sandy. She stuck with me.
sharing his pancreas cancer survival story while raising around $500,000 for early detection and clinical trials with the hope
There are many who are going to be diagnosed. They need to know that there's hope out there for them.
others can survive.
As I was given that second chance. I'm one of the 7%ers to be able to beat this.
I'm proud of you.
By God's grace, yeah.
And while 20 days might seem like a lot,
So when you see this bike, are you wanting to get back on it?
Yes.
Or you don't need a break.
I don't need a break. I want to go. I want to go, go, go. I mean, I'm amazed that I still want to get on this thing and ride.
the ride for him
Because there is no finish line when it comes to hope.
is far from over.
Because hope never gives up.
Georgina Fernandez, Alaska's news source.
Thanks for listening. Click subscribe so you can get the latest podcast from Alaska's news source automatically. And stay up to date with breaking news and in-depth reporting available for free 24/7 with the Alaska's news source app.